Hey guys, Luke here, and we are only days away from the 2020 NRL season starting, and I am that excited. Now, every year, usually about this time, actually even as soon as the last season started, throughout the whole season even, there's constantly comments on my videos. I'm getting messages on Instagram and stuff. Are you going to be doing a Supercoach this season? Yes, I will be. That's what today's video is going to be doing. I'm going to be going over my Supercoach team leading into round one. Now, obviously, the teams haven't been announced at the time of me recording this. By the time you see it, it probably has been announced. All the teams have probably been announced, and there's probably going to be some real cheapies that I've missed. So take this video with a grain of salt in terms of this is not going to be the final team most likely. I'm probably going to make a few changes because you have unlimited changes right up until the first game is played. So some of the cheapies that I've got in the team right now might not necessarily be in the side come round one. However, this is the side I'm going to be running with for the time being. Now, leave in the comment section below, is there anyone that I'm missing that I 100% need in my side? I'm interested to see what you guys think in terms of cash cows and in terms of plays that I definitely need to have in my side. Because I think guys like Jason Tamalalo, they're a given, you need them in your side. Maybe guys like Cameron Smith, that sort of stuff. But yeah, the rest of it, I mean, I'm not exactly a Supercoach expert. If you see my channel in recent years, you'd see that I make a team that looks pretty decent, and then within a few weeks it all goes downhill there. So yeah, I definitely need as many tips as I can get. Now, as I said earlier, just for this video, I'm going to be going over my team. We'll also be going over the leagues that I've created. You'll be able to see on the screen right next to me is what I'm seeing on the phone. I'm using the app, the Supercoach app. So let's go ahead and go through my team. So I'm just going to be running through you live as I look at it. Now, I did make it a few days ago. I can't remember exactly who's in my side now. I need to go into Classic. I will go through my leagues that I've created as well. I've created 5 leagues of 20 teams. I take up 1 position in each league, so you can do the maths there. So let's go through and take a look at our side. So let's start off with the fullbacks. I've gone with Tommy Turbo at fullback with Adam Dewey as the backup. Now, I originally wanted AJ Brimson as the backup. I think he'll get a lot of points. Just the fact that I think he's injured at the moment. We'll wait and see the team list, but I've just thrown in Dewey there. I'm assuming he's going to get a lot more opportunities at the Tigers. I did see some whispers that he's going to be playing in the centres, which I don't know how that goes for Supercoach. However, I think he's going to be the goal kicker, which is going to be good. But yeah, Tom Turbo, he's definitely my first choice. Now, Tedesco, I think, Tedesco, you could easily go him. I think you got to go either Trbojevic, Tedesco, or Tuivasa-Sheck, and Tuivasa-Sheck's injured, I think. Tedesco is a pretty safe bet. I've usually go him, but for some reason, I was just feeling Tommy Turbo at this point. I don't know whether that's a good move or not. In terms of the rest of the side, or the rest of the back line, I should say, I've gone Jack Bird because he's going to be playing fullback. I feel like he'll probably be pretty undervalued. Fullbacks, as you can see, Tommy Turbo, 714,000. Jack Bird, I think he'll make a lot of meters. I don't know if he'll score many tries or anything, or even if he'll last at fullback. However, I think he'll be in the side somewhere, whether it's at fullback, centre, in the forwards, 5'8", who knows where he's actually going to play. But yeah, Jack Bird, I think he's pretty good value. Issa Marses, I feel like he'll be pretty good value as well. I'm not sure if he'll be goal kicking like he was at the Tigers. However, he's definitely a good option there. And I think his stats from the Tigers probably don't reflect how good of a player he actually is. So I think 482,000, I think that's pretty good for him. James Roberts, we all saw he was pretty lacking the last few years. 392. I don't mind paying that for James Roberts. He looked very good in the Indigenous All-Stars game. I think we'll be seeing a lot of tries from James Roberts. And then finally, I have Zach Lomax, who I believe is going to be playing fullback. Hasn't done so in the NRL as of yet. So he's getting his opportunity at fullback there. And 324,000, a lot of the time, if you can get a fullback in any of those other positions, you probably want that just because of their kick returns and stuff. They're going to be making a lot of meters, therefore a lot of points. Who knows, a little bit of whispers going around that Tim Laffey has been dropped as well. And I'm pretty sure he was their goal kicker last year, so maybe Zach Lomax might end up goal kicking or something as well. That could be a little bit of a roughie there. So yeah, I think Zach Lomax, 324,000, I think it's a pretty good one. Then with the bench, I have Phil Miono, I think so you pronounce it. I don't know whether he'll get game time. I've kind of just thrown him in there for the time being. Xavier Coates, I'm not sure if he'll get a spot as well. I mean, Asako's on the bench apparently. I think Coates was playing. I'm not sure exactly though. And even in terms of how long he'll last, maybe Asako end up on the wing. I don't really know. And then the final player I've got here, 240,000, Bradman Best, being talked up to the likes by guys like Clarkey and that. I'll trust Clarkey there. Hopefully he goes right. He's injured at the moment, but I mean the Knights don't exactly have a lot of strike centers, so maybe Brabham Best will get a go. Now moving on to the halves, I've gone 5'8". This was a tough one because I didn't know how much money to spend in the halves. The halves are quite difficult for me, unless they're goal kicking and stuff. I don't know how much value they offer, so you kind of need guys who goal kick in that, but there weren't really too many on the market that were not overpriced in my opinion. I mean, you can go for guys like Nathan Cleary and stuff. Are they going to get way more points this year? Who really knows? Nathan Cleary was a goal kicker last year. Could have went with him. For halfback, I went with Mitchell Moses though. I really regret not getting him last year. Should have done. I feel like the Eels are going to have a good season this year, an improvement on last year as well. So I can only see his value going up, especially with him goal kicking and just the rest of the team going well, you would imagine. I've then gone with Williams at 5'8". Now he's a bit of a question mark because I've never seen Williams ever. However, the Raiders have backed him. They've got rid of Aiden Seas. They took him to a grand final last year. And surely Williams is going to be half decent at least. He's going to be there, you would think, for the whole season. And at 333,000, it's not too shabby. Maybe he's going to do a little bit of goal kicking if Jared Croak is injured or something. I don't really know. I've heard he is quite attacking though, which is what you want in your halves for Supercoach, I think. And then in terms of backups, I think Jerome Luai, I think he's a pretty safe option. I think a lot of people have him. 257,000 for a starter. I think there's only one other guy, is a Burton or something like that, who's a possibility of playing. However, I doubt I think Jerome Luai is pretty much a lock-in. And then Brendan Wakeham, I'm not sure exactly who to go with the backup. I've gone with Wakeham though, purely for the fact that they've said he's gotten the nod at the Bulldogs. Now, will he last the whole season? Who knows, but he's definitely got a lot of potential, this kid. Big fan of him. I'm a Bulldogs fan. I had to throw in a Bulldog there. And for his price, considering he's starting, as long as he plays a few games, he should be in for a pretty big rise in price. That's my thought process anyways. Now, moving on to the forwards, moving on to second rowers, I should say. Jason Taumalolo, he's there. He will be my captain. I think if you don't have Jason Taumalolo, you're crazy. He's a guy who's so consistent. He's not one of those guys who relies on scoring a try, although he does score quite a few tries. But when you see his points and he's scoring 100 or so points, it's not reliant on, yeah, well, he scored 2 tries this week or he's got lucky, anything like that. Like, this dude just belts out those meters week after week, and that's exactly what you want in your forwards. Same goes with Kenny Bromwich. He's pretty consistent as well. I think he scores a fair few tries in that for a second rower, but I do really rate him. 594,000 is a little bit hefty, maybe, but I do really rate Kenny, and I think the Storm will have a decent year, and I think it will be largely based on him having a pretty good season as well. Then we have Cohen Hess, who, I mean, every year they talk about so-and-so's training the house down, but Cohen Hess, I feel like, is ready for a resurgence in his career. We know the guy is capable. He's played for Queensland, he's played for Australia, I'm pretty sure. He's quite good. It's just a shame what's happened to him the last couple of years. He has found himself playing in the centres, and, you know, I don't know if he's been in reserve grade or not, but definitely been a bit of a fall from grace for Cohen Hess. However, I feel like the Cowboys as a unit will be a lot better this year, and I think Cohen Hess will have a good season. 354,000 even. I think that is a great price for Cohen Hess. I've got Jason Taumalolo in there. I think he'll get a lot of points. And, you know, Cohen Hess, I'm backing him to have at least a half decent start to the season. Good enough that he can rise in price. Maybe we can bring in someone 3 or 4 rounds in, who knows. But then the bench, I don't really know who to go with on the bench. I don't know who some of the cheapies are. This is generally where I make the bulk of my money on Supercoach, I guess. You look for those cheapies. Guys like Britton Nakora last year. I'm hoping Magulius will get a pretty decent run here for the Sharks. We then have Ellis as well. I don't really know too much about him, but it seemed familiar at the time, so I thought, yeah, we'll chuck him in. And then Bailey Sirenen, I don't know if he'll get game time, but I mean, the Rabbitohs are pretty light in the forwards this year, with a couple of Burgess guys gone. So, yeah, will Bailey Sirenen get a run? We'll have to wait and see. However, I'll just keep an eye out for, you know, who are some of those cheapies who are starting in the first round, or if they're on the bench or whatever. I've got to keep an eye out for them. Same goes for the props as well. Let's talk about the bench players just briefly while I'm at it, because, you know, the forwards kind of speak for himself. I've gone for Sipley and Hetherington. I think it's Hetherington. Sipley, I'm pretty sure he's going to be starting for Manly at this point, considering Jake Boyovich is out for quite a while. I don't know if it's Fanua Blake. I think they've got a few injuries at the moment, Manly, so I feel like he'll get some decent game time. And then Hetherington, pretty sure he was starting at some points last year for Panthers. I could be thinking of someone else, but I feel like he's had a little bit of game time. And for 201,000, it's worth taking a risk in my opinion. And then the starters, I've got Harz. I mean, last year he was worth nothing. This year, one of the most expensive in the whole game. In fact, he's the most expensive player on my team. But I do think he's worth it. I was talking about Tamalalo not being reliant on scoring tries. Harz, he does score a lot of tries for a prop. So that's why he's so valuable, because he can score tries as well as belt out those meters as well, like Jason Tamalalo. Then Andrew Fafita, 553,000. A little bit cheaper than he has been in previous years. Usually Fafita was a bit of like a, I don't know, everyone had him. Same with like Paul Gallen, those sort of guys. But he's gone down in price a bit, and I think it's due to him playing with a lot of injuries last year. Hopefully he's fit and firing and ready to go for 2020, and then I can capitalise off that and take advantage of that, and he can have a big rise in price, and he might be one of those guys I stick with throughout the whole season. I'm thinking Harz Fafita, pretty good front row pairing in there. Then we move on to hooker. I have Cameron Smith there. I wasn't sure whether to go Cameron Smith, Damien Cook, or I don't know, McInnes or someone, but I've just gone Cameron Smith because I think he's so consistent. And Damien Cook is another one. You know, he's probably worth more overall, can get more points than Cameron Smith, but Cameron Smith goal kicks, and he's not reliant on scoring a try. I feel like Damien Cook needs to score a try to be as effective as Cameron Smith, and he's very capable of it, don't get me wrong, but I think Cameron Smith is a little bit more consistent, and also the fact that he's going to be there during Origin, Damien Cook won't be. That's the thing you have to consider in Supercoach, or the buys and all that sort of stuff, which is something I don't generally do too well with. So Cameron Smith being there, I think it's a pretty good option. Then we have Blake Brayley, who is going to be moving from the bench into the starting position, considering his older brother Jaden has gone to the Knights. Jaden probably a good shout as well, but I'm not sure what his stats were, but him at the Knights might be okay. But I've gone Blake Brayley, 201,000. You expect him to rise pretty easy, pretty comfortably there. Yeah, I'm really liking that option at hooker. When Jaden Brayley was an option, a hooker, I put him there when he was in sort of this position, and it worked well. So hopefully the brother does a similar job and can get me a bit of cash there, and we can make some improvements on the rest of the side. Now I've got 24,800 left in my salary cap. Like I said earlier in the video, leave in the comment section below, is there anyone that I'm missing, anyone that is a must-have, especially in terms of those cheapies? Are there any sort of guys who have snuck into the side or expected to have a big season? Please let me know, because I need all the tips I can get. Now I've gone over my squad. Now it's time for you guys to show me your squads, for you to join my leagues. I've made 5 different leagues like I mentioned. You can see them on the screen right now. I'll zoom in so you can get all the codes. Please guys, please keep in mind, just join one league. Don't be joining 2 or 3 leagues at a time and taking up spots so other people can't join. Every year I have people trying to join and saying there's not enough room. Now I don't know if there's a kick thing in any of these leagues, but I haven't had a problem with it in the past. Please don't make this year be the year that I have people joining, 3 or 4 leagues and taking up all the spots. It'd be very, very unfortunate for people who miss out. Anyway, guys, that's all I got to say. My Supercoach team, you've seen it. Let me know your thoughts on it. The 2020 season is just about here. I'm going to be trying to upload every day. So today's Tuesday. I'm going to be trying to upload Wednesday, and Thursday is when the season starts. I've got my predictions to do. I've got ladder predictions and that sort of stuff. So plenty of content to be made for the 2020 NRL season, and also throughout the season as well. Be prepared for a lot of videos, because I'm going to be pumping them out on the regular. At least that's the plan anyways. Right now guys, if you did happen to enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's on the screen right now. It's MrLuke on my YT. My Facebook page is also in the description below as well. May as well go ahead and add me on Snapchat while you're at it as well. It's MrLuke on YT, same as what's on the screen right now. Anyway guys, that's all I've got to say. That's my Supercoach video over and done with. I'll keep doing some little update videos throughout the season. At least that's the plan anyways. But for now, that's all I got to say. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.